Hi, Ken. Oh, I'm trying to. This is very wobbly. Oh my gosh. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do. Did you do anything fun this morning? Do. All right, Ken, I'm going to pull you a talisman because I feel like it. So, let's see. What do we got for Ken today? This is the courage card. Hi, soul. Thank you. How are you today? All right, let's see. My day's good. I went for a really long walk again this morning, and I got some TikTok shop samples that I have to do videos for. I gotta do the podcast episode, and then I teach mediumship later. So it's a good day. It's a busy day, but it's a good day. It's Thursday. This card represents courage, will, and determination. It will be through dealing with a new set of obstacles that you will make your most significant leap forward. We learn little from times of ease, and the peaceful moments in life reward us for the hard work we've done. But those easy times don't give us the opportunity to show our perseverance and strength of character. You have what it takes to see this situation through to the end. Courage evolves, and it can grow into compassion, patience, and forgiveness. Nevertheless, alongside the hard times in life, we can still see the joy and be present for all the goodness coming our way. Boom. Ken, that was a good one. I'm a big fan of the talismans, I must say so myself. Soul, do you want a card for the day? It is a good day. I can't complain. It's a little toasty outside. A little toasty, but that's all right. Jack had to go inside because he was trying to eat bees. You're welcome. And all he did was send himself into a reverse sneezing fit. So that went well. It's a little too hot for him out here, to be very honest. A little too hot. All right, so let's see. Yeah, if it's flying, he's going to try to eat it. That's for sure. Why, I don't know, but whatever works. So this is the faith card. Faith is such a powerful quality that it moves mountains. Angel wisdom reminds you, however, not to have blind faith in people or situations. Use common sense and discernment and never give your power to another. Instead, put your faith in yourself, in your higher powers. Pray with integrity from your still, wise center and know that your request will be granted. Act as if it is already manifest. That is faith. Your angel guidance is to increase your faith in the infinite. And the affirmation is, I have faith and support in the universe. That was a good one, soul. Thanks for letting me pull it for you. I hope everyone's having a beautiful Thursday. Last night was Ether Study Hall. That was fun. Tomorrow's a new podcast episode. And then Saturday is our next live class in the Discord, and merch is out. So if you're someone who's been wanting a hoodie or a sweatshirt, feel free to go grab it. Do. Now I have that song. Ken, that's you. It's that Elton John song. Do. I wonder why. That came up yesterday. Dun. Oh, you know what I should put up here? You know what? Do you want to see if we can find out why? Oh, that's the wrong button. It's the same song, right? That You Keep on Breaking My Heart song? Is that the same song? Is that the Elton John song? Do. All right. I'm going to come over there. Let's see. I forgot to bring a grounding stone outside again. The first person to step forward was your mom. I'm not going to interpret this because I don't really know what it means, but it probably will make sense for you. But there's something about being true to yourself. I don't know what that's about. If there's some place you're not being true to yourself, something that maybe feels like it's aligned, but it really isn't. And I get the impression it's like you know it, but at the same time don't want to admit it. Does that make any sense? Hi, Hunter. Good afternoon. Do. Something about pearls. Looks like a necklace. She's the one who keeps saying you keep on breaking my heart. Can I ask you a question? Was your mom, she gives me the impression, right, that there are a lot of things that she wanted to do in life but didn't. Like she kept herself small. Does that make sense? You have a tendency to do that too, she said. Hold on. She wants you to be able to have she wants you to be able to have experiences that she didn't get to have. And she says sometimes you feel not deserving of it. Does that make sense? Also gives me the feeling that sometimes you feel that you have to be like useful for people to care. Does that also make sense? The next thing she just showed me was a big red cardinal. So that's definitely a big male cardinal. So I don't know if you've seen one lately or you're going to see one soon. But that was a big male cardinal that she just showed me. A nickel. Have you found a nickel tail side up? Okay, when you do. Yeah, not yet. When you do, let me know. I have one more question, and then I will butt out of your business. So one, she's the one who's sending that song. Okay, so that song that keeps coming up, that you keep on breaking my heart song, is she doesn't want you to hold yourself back or be left behind in your own way. So what I mean by that is make sure that you're allowing yourself to have experiences that you want, and you're not worried about what people think or say about them, and you don't hold yourself back for other people. Because she gives me the impression that you do a lot of things to make other people's life easier, but how often does that happen? You don't hold yourself back for other people. Because she gives me the impression that you do a lot of things to make other people's life easier, but how often does that happen for you? Hold on, there was one more thing, but I already forgot. Let me ask again, 1 second. God, that bird's loud. You keep on breaking my heart. Bum, 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 bum. Oh. If I asked you, would you consider your mom, like even at a younger age, was she someone you would consider emotionally unavailable? Hi, everybody. Happy Thursday. Hi, Stacy. Hi, Monica. Okay, she's bringing forward an apology around that. And it's around the way she dealt with hers and the way that she dealt with other people's emotions as well. She makes me have the impression that she didn't often really care about other people's emotions or how things really affected other people. And so she's bringing forward an apology around that. And a reminder that being considerate for other people is a learned skill. Yeah, she made that very apparent. Well, thanks for letting me figure out that mystery. That Elton John song is coming from your mom. 110%. So, it's really what it feels like. The way she brings it forward is around being free to be you. So, if there's something you're refusing to look at, I ain't telling you what to do, but she might have some words around it. Happy Thursday, everybody. I hope everyone's having a beautiful day today. It's Throwback Thursday. We usually do past life readings on Thursday. A couple things. Last night was Ether Study Hall. So we did a class all around how to find energy cords and how to clear your own auric field. And then tomorrow is the new podcast episode. It's going to be a podcast episode all around energy work and what that looks like and some experiences that come with it. And what else? Oh, our next live class is on, what's it called? Saturday. And it's all around how do we receive information, fine-tune our receiver, and then how do we start utilizing our discernment. Boom. Monica, do you want your card for the day? Hunter, you want a card? I would be more than happy to pull you guys cards. If you would like one, just let me know. Yes, merch is out. So if you're someone who wants a hoodie or you want, I was going to say a tank top, a hoodie or a t-shirt, they are available. The shipping's included in the price. So the shirts are $35 and the hoodies are $45. Okay, let's see. Yes, past life day. It's Throwback Thursday. One of these days I'm going to bring Ken up and make him run Throwback Thursday. He's been practicing doing past lives. Doing pretty good at it, I must say. All right, Hunter, let's see. Oh. This is the introspection card. Your angel guidance is to find a quiet space for contemplation and look within. It is time to withdraw and review your life. Taking time and space for yourself gives you an opportunity to recuperate from life's challenges, to reflect on the way ahead and strengthen yourself and prepare for the next phase of your life. During times of introspection, you can become aware of your gifts, your inner reserve, and your wisdom. It is a time for healing. Still your mind and quiet your emotions and ask for your angel wings to enfold you and provide you with a safe haven in which to relax. Then you can listen to the promptings of your angel inspiring and guiding you. The affirmation is, I claim time and space for myself. Hunter, that was a pretty good one, I must say. What's everybody up to today? Anything fun and exciting coming down the Thursday pipeline? Today is the hottest day of the week so far. Thank you for the heartbeat. Your girl woke up at 4:44 this morning because somebody came to visit. And I was up for like, I don't know, an hour or two, and I fell back asleep, and so that screwed me all up. So I got up late this morning. So I didn't start my walk until like 8:30. So it was toasty. All right, Monica, let's see. I bet it's like 88. Hi, Mia. Long time no see. How are you? Hi, Dinks. All right, Monica, let's see. Also, I got more TikTok free samples. So if you guys see more TikTok shop videos, just like them and keep it pushing, okay? This is the hope card, Monica. Hope indicates that the sun is about to come out in an area of your life. The angel wisdom reminds you that your spirit is immensely resilient and powerful, so keep faith with your dreams and your visions. Remember, the universe wants you to have your heart's desire. It is simply waiting for you to believe you deserve it before the angels bring it to you. Do your part by deciding what you truly want, and then send out positive thoughts for the changes you seek and for the fulfillment of your wishes. Ask the angels for help, and they will fan the sparks of potential and bring them to life. Hope is a magnetic quality that attracts the great and beautiful into your life. Monica, that was fab. I love that one. Oh, I hope everyone's having a good day. It's almost Dinky's birthday. Don't worry, I won't let you guys forget at all. We're going to drive her crazy like we did last year. Oh. And what else? Oh, last night was Ether Study Hall. So if you're someone who hangs out in Patreon, that class is up. The recording is available. Feel free to go check it out. And then tomorrow is the new podcast episode. It's all about energy work. What does energy work look like for yourself? What does it look like in other spaces? How to start doing it if you want to. How to click into it. That's what we're going to talk about in the podcast episode tomorrow. And then the next live class we have is on Saturday. It's all about fine-tuning our receiver, and then how do we start building our discernment? Because remember, not every message is for you, and messages aren't sometimes as clear as they should be. So let me give you a prime example of something that happened lately with this. My guides, so I have decisions to make coming down the pipeline. It keeps coming up continually. And one of my ancestors keeps pushing me to have a conversation with somebody, and I won't do it because it's not for my best interest. That's just is what it is. And so I've stopped receiving that message because I don't want it anymore. And so now they've found new ways to like break through. So I'm going to give you a prime example. All of a sudden the other day I got Tom Brokaw, and I went, what? I'm like, first off, that name sounds familiar, but I don't know what you mean by that. Well, when I went and looked at Tom Brokaw's birthday, I started laughing hysterically, because you know how you just search like the person and then it pops up like their birthday and all that stuff. The birthday was very coincidental to the message that they keep continuing to send me. And I was like, I get what you're throwing down, but the answer is still no. So this is what I mean about discernment. And sometimes you have to make that decision for yourself. And this is also where I talk about free will. So you don't just follow off the plank. You know what I mean? So also sit right with what feels good for you. And that's part of working through discernment. And I heard, I was listening to a podcast the other day. There's another medium who was on the podcast, and he basically, the way he described spirit feels for him is anxiety. And it really reminded me actually of you, Monica, because I remember that you and I have had this conversation before. I think it was in a class, and I think it was the spirit guide class. And I remember you saying to me, I always thought that was anxiety. And it's always stuck with me. And so I keep hearing it more and more that people are labeling that feeling as anxiety. And so, what I've come to understand is that might be the way for people to understand it better. So if you are someone who gets random bouts of what you would call anxiety, right, for no reason, you might be getting a spirit who has stepped into your space. And I know that, so I was listening to this episode on my walk, I think it was a couple days ago. And I remember as I was hearing this information, I was like, what does that feel like exactly? Dumb question. Because as soon as I said that, I got this like pressure and like this, I'm gonna like run out of my chest feeling. And I was like, hey, I didn't ask for that. And then, one of my dead people was like, what? You asked what it felt like. I was just trying to help. And so I get the understanding, because it was super funny. I'm like, what does that feel like? And then they were more than happy to oblige. So this is why also, especially like if you were in the class last night, if you're coming this week, if you do private sessions with me, this is one of the biggest things we do is learn how it feels to be in your body and what those experiences are. And I also have you utilize your own dead people to do that. So that's one of the biggest things. And then, Hunter, you made me think yesterday too, when you brought up mentorship, and I had to sit with myself a little bit, and I talked to Dinky. I'm like, why do I hate the word mentorship? And I think the reason is because I feel like when I see someone who's a mentor, they have a very cookie cutter approach to everything. This is how it works for me. This is how I'm going to teach you. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And the way I see it is that I do my best to be very individualistic because I know that everybody is different. And I also know that the way things work for me might not work for you. And, that's the reason that I say I don't mentor, so to speak. I just teach the information that's so freely given to me, but I also utilize your own energy to help me teach. So one of the first things I do is I'll basically go into your energy and we'll sift around and look at what are some of your strongest points? What are some of the things that your strengths are? And we go through that, and by being able to understand your energy signature, I'm more understanding of how to relay the information to you in a way that makes sense. Yep, big fan of that. Big fan. So that was my speech on mentorship. I just think doing it focusing on the individual is really where it's at, instead of just, oh, this is how it should be done in my purview. I feel like that's where ego kind of comes into play, Hi, Loki. How are you? I'm good. I cannot complain. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful life. There are so many things to be grateful for. So I have no qualms. My dog did try to eat a bee this morning. That's probably about the most treacherous thing that's happened today. Is there anyone else who would like an oracle card who hasn't had one? I'd be more than happy to pull one for you. I still have spots open for the Saturday class if you're someone who would like to join. It's 33 doll hairs a person. And don't forget, Ember is on a 7-day free trial over on the Patreon if you want to check it out. Oh. Or you can tell me all the fun things you're up to today. I'm down for that. What's everybody having for dinner? I had steak and eggs for breakfast. It was great. All right, Loki, let's see, my friend. What do we got? Right? It's okay. It caused him to go into a full-on sneezing fit, so that's what you get. Oh, something stuck. Hold on. That was weird. Oh, it was a piece of coconut from my popsicle. Loki, this is the Serenity card. Serenity bestows inner peace, tranquility, and calmness of mind. When you feel serene, you are your own person, for nothing and no one can bother, upset, or influence you. You are like a calm, clear lake, beautiful and peaceful to be with. Your quiet radiance brings hope and support to those who come within your aura. You attract respect and from others. They are calmed by you. As you become deeply serene and still, you connect to the higher powers of the universe for divine guidance, and your path in life becomes smooth and flowing. Quietly ask your angel to hold you in serenity. Ooh, as I just moved the table again. My goodness. Loki, that was a good one. Thank you for letting me pull it for you. How's your belly been these days? Is anyone doing anything fun and exciting this weekend? Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Ooh. Did anyone who took the class last night try to find any chords today? Oh, that'll be fun. I don't remember the last time I went fishing, to be dead honest with you. Oh, yeah, I do. It was a long time ago. A very long time ago. It was in Florida, actually. It was quite a long time ago. Oh, I forgot to tell Dinky, I did see a video today of someone fishing off the off the shore of North Carolina, and he got stuck in a shark feeding frenzy. And he videotaped the whole thing. I was like, oh, I should send that to Dink. Ooh, what games are you going to play? Sorry. What games are you going to play, Monica? That sounds fabulous. Hi, King. Thanks for the heart, me. I hope you're well. He made it out. He was on a jet ski. It was just like, and they were the little black tip ones. They weren't like, the big giant ones. Is that a fire ant? Goodbye. We don't do fire ants around here. King, you want a card for the day? I'd be happy to pull one for you if you would like one. Hi, Sparrow. How are you? What are you up to on this Thursday? Right? Ask Dinky. She'd be out. I've never heard of that. Dinky, we might have to look into this board game. I love that. I also spent time in the sun today. Dinky was just out here. She's like, do you feel like you're baking? And I was like, I definitely do have swamp ass. Yes, if that's what you're asking. All right, King, let's see. Sparrow, you want a card for the day? All right, what do we got for King today? Oh, let's see. This is the acceptance card. Acceptance means unconditional love. The angels remind you to accept everyone exactly as they are without judging, blaming, or wanting to change them. When you're totally accepting, you bear no malice or enmity towards anyone or anything. Harmlessness through acceptance is a high state of being, and this is a difficult quality for humans to embrace, for it is a divine quality. Nevertheless, the angels are drawing it to your attention now. You are also asked to accept yourself, and when you truly do, you'll feel centered and confident, and your divine self is revealed. The affirmation for this one is, I accept myself and others. That was fab. Thanks for letting me pull it for you. Hi, Thelma. All right, let's see, Sparrow. What do we got? What do I got for Sparrow today? Don't forget, if you're someone who missed the class in the Patreon last night, I posted the recording. I love that. Boom. Thanks for letting me pull it for you, sir. Happy Thursday, Thelma. Sparrow, this is the wisdom card. Knowledge is learned, but wisdom is the divine prompting within you. Your angel guidance is to connect you to your still, quiet center and listen to the wisdom of your soul. Then you will take decisions and act from your own infinite self. With wisdom, life takes on a new perspective as dramas and fears become insignificant in comparison with the magnificence of the overall picture. Walk your path in life as one of the wise ones, and all will revere and respect you. Sparrow, fabulous. Love it. Thelma, you want a card for the day? So don't forget, tomorrow is the new podcast episode over on the Patreon. The new class for Ether Study Hall came out last night. King, thanks for the crown. And our next live class is on Saturday. It's live in the Discord, and it's all about how do we fine tune our receiver, and then how do we start utilizing and building our discernment for the information we receive. I find this to be super important. I'm going to tell you guys after I pull this card about an experience that I had yesterday. Luckily, Ken and Dinky watched it unfold with me, so I wasn't alone in the endeavor. But the reason I find discernment to be so... Greetings from the hot North Carolina, my friend. I'm sorry you're coldy. I did see someone on live today, and they were sitting outside in the snow. All right, Thelma, let's see. What do we got? Oh, Hawaiian. Thelma, this is the communication card. The angels remind you that being spiritual is about being genuine and honest. When you speak from the heart, others feel the resonance of truth and trust you. Talk positively and focus on the good in life, and you will feel happier and healthier. Communication is a two-way process, so listen with interest and respond openly, and this will improve all relationships. Communicate constantly with Source using prayer, which is asking, and meditation, which is listening. Always keep channels of communication open and be a bridge to others' hearts and minds. Ask your angel to step into your aura and communicate in a higher form. Oh my goodness, it's coldy out there. That is coldy. I gotta be honest, I just moved here in September of last year, so I don't know much about nothing. But we live right by Winston-Salem. Of course, Mia. Of course you can. All right, let's see. What do we got for Mia today? Pros are back. They have some things to say. I think so. Ken can answer that question. I can't, but Ken could. This is the generosity card. Generosity is a quality of spirit. It is rejoicing in the good fortune of others, even when you have nothing to celebrate yourself. It is an attitude of mind, which means that you are happy to give without expecting in return. Drawing this card invites you to be generous-hearted and indicates that you are ready to aspire to this noble quality. Angel wisdom suggests that you give of yourself freely, openly, and lovingly. The rewards for generosity are great, for all that you give from an open heart is returned to you multiplied. I am generous-hearted. What do you think communicating in higher form means? I think I would need more context to try to understand what you mean by that. I think there is different levels of communication. I think there is different ideas of what communication looks like. So I think I would. Did it say that? Hold on, now I need to find it. Did the card say that? Let's see. The angels remind you that being spiritual is about being genuine and honest. When you speak from the heart, others feel the resonance of trust and truth within you. Talk positively and focus on the good in life, and you will feel happier and healthier. Communication is a two-way process. Listen with interest and respond openly. This will improve all relationships. Communicate constantly with spirit using prayer, which is asking, and meditation, which is listening. Always keep channels of communication open and be a bridge to others' hearts and minds. Ask your angels to step into your aura and communicate in a higher way through you. That's a jumping spider. Hold on. I don't know where he's jumping to. This is the communication card. I'm going to be honest, Thelma, I'm not quite sure because I was still reading the card when you asked me the question, and looking at the communication card, I don't see that statement of communication in a higher form. So I'm not quite sure where that came from, and I'm not quite sure what communication in a higher form would look like. I would need some more context to it. Bye, Sparrow. Have a great day. Bum, bum, bum. Is there anybody else who would like a card before I tell you my story of yesterday and why I find discernment to be so important? Hi, Ginger. All right, let's see. Oh. This is the introspection card. Your angel guidance is to find quiet space for contemplation and look within. It is time to withdraw and review your life. Taking time and space for yourself gives you an opportunity to recuperate from life's challenges, to reflect on the way ahead and strengthen yourself and prepare for the next phase of your life. During times of introspection, you can become aware of your gifts, your inner reserve, and your wisdom, and it is a time for healing. Still your mind and quiet your emotions, and ask for your angel's wings to enfold you and provide you with a safe haven in which to relax. Then you can listen to the promptings of your angel, inspiring and guiding you. All right, Mia, sorry. Let's see. What do I got for Mia today? Oh. This is the acknowledgement card. Look after yourself by acknowledging your desire and need for taking steps to meet them. Examine and note your gifts, talents, and achievements. When you accept all aspects of yourself, you feel centered and confident. Then you can genuinely acknowledge others. Become aware of and nurture the good qualities of the people in your life so that they feel relaxed and happy in your presence. Angel wisdom reminds you to recognize who you truly are and evolve spirit in your human body. When you acknowledge your spiritual dimensions, you will align with your true self and your spirit will soar. Mia, that was fabulous. Boom. Okay, so I'm going to tell you guys my story of yesterday. No, I'm not going to tell you who it was because that doesn't matter. I'm not here to shit talk anybody, but I am here to bring awareness because it was fucked up. So, I haven't had a reading from someone in a long time. And, I, for some reason over the last week or two, have been thinking about it. And so I happened to just be scrolling yesterday and I came across a woman that I've never seen before. She was pretty high up in the league. She had a pretty full room. There was 100 people in there. And she said that she was a medium and she, did whatever messages she had that came through, whatever. So I did my question, is this for my greatest and highest good? And the answer was yes. I now know why. So I paid $12 for a 5-minute reading. Ken and Dinky were in there with me, and I'm going to tell you how this went, okay? So when I first came into the room, this person pulled a card for me, and the card they pulled was decisions, which is they're telling me that you've been making a lot of good decisions and keep going and you're doing the right thing and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, that tracks because that's what I keep getting. So, okay. So then I paid her $12 for a 5-minute reading. And from the very get-go, we had a problem because she said, well, what's your question? And I said, I hope you don't know. And so I said, she goes, what's your question? And I said, I don't have a question. I said, just whatever comes through. She got very upset with me about that. That I just can't be going all over the place and blah, blah, blah. And that was a red flag to me because what do you mean? If you're an intuitive, you should be able to click in and start getting information without needing a question to spring off of. So I said to her, I said, well, I said, if you need something, I said, why don't you look into career stuff or whatever? So she didn't seem super excited about that, but she did it anyway. Well, she tells me that an older gentleman has stepped forward and she called him my grandfather. Then she said to me, how do you take April? I don't take April. And then she goes, well, I hear May. And I'm like, I still don't take May. And she goes, well, May could be March. No, it can't. It's phonetically different. So I said, you just gave me 3 months. I said, well, March would track, for a passing. And then it went south. Then it went so south. So the only information she brought through was that. Then she started to tell me that my light is out and I'm in a corner and I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing. And she sees me, as someone who's just I'm stuck and I don't know what to do and it's my way or this. And she sees me in marketing. I was like, what, bro? What? And so then she's bringing through things about, oh, your grandfather, he said he used to go to your parents and tell your parents to just let you do your thing. That never happened, actually. It was the complete opposite. And so then it was basically like your lights out and you're going to have to make some changes. And then she goes, well, what do you do for a living? Right. And so I just was very general. I was like, teaching. She goes, yeah, I don't see you doing that. I think you got to make a decision. And I was like, that's never been said to me ever. Not one fucking time. So at the end of the reading, she goes, does that resonate? Does that make sense? And I was like, sure. Thanks. Have a great day. And I literally left there and I blocked her. And I was like, and then I want to tell you that after she told me my light was out, okay, she ended the reading with, I'm available for private sessions if you want to look more into this. And I was like, why would I sign up? First off, you're rude. Second off, nothing you said just made sense. If anything, if I wasn't in the space I was in, I would have a complex about some of the things that you said to me, which is why I keep making the light jokes, because I've never had that happen where someone tries to scare me that something's wrong with me. And I have people come to me all the time where they're like, someone told me I have an attachment or and I'm like, tell them the fuck up, because they're probably looking at themselves. So that was my first experience with someone who was a fear-based practitioner trying to scare me into needing a private reading with them. So this is why I would tell you a couple things. One, after I checked in with my guides about this, they were laughing hysterically. I just want you to know this. They were laughing. And I said, you said that this was for my greatest and highest good. And the conversation was, you do not give yourself enough credit. And I was like, you know what? You're right. You are so right. And that's why I said that the reading didn't help me in a sense, but it did, because it made me realize that I do not give myself enough credit at all. So one of the things I will say to you, especially if you're someone who jumps room to room, no judgment, but please just be very cautious of what you accept into your field. And if something doesn't feel right, okay, it's probably not. So if you're getting messages or if you're getting a reading from someone and none of the stuff that they're saying is true, and you spend the whole time going, what? Just know that it's not you. It's not that they're better than you because they do this. There are people out there who see through their own lens. And this is why I am so adamant about shadow work, shadow work, shadow work, because the lens through which you see the world is the lens through which you'll see everything else. And if you can't, right, Monica? Exactly. And if you can't be able to step into your own power, you will struggle, and you will also project your shit onto somebody else. Now, what I'm going to tell you guys is super funny about the light thing is this. When my grandmother came to me and told me that my dad was going to unalive himself, okay, she told me a month before he did that. One of the other statements that she said to me was this, and I quote, "If you keep going down the same path he went down, you will lose your light." Okay? That was 2022, December, that she said that to me. If you are someone who's in here with me from the get-go, you will know that the growth of human being from 2023 to now is like whiplash. I quit nicotine. I haven't drank alcohol in probably 2 years. I changed the way that I take care of my body, the relationship I have with my body. I changed so many things about myself. Started this business, came into so many things. So to know that that warning came years ago, to know that I heeded the warning and that I was doing all the right things, to have somebody yesterday be like, yeah, no. For the first time, I was able to be like, actually, yeah, and you're wrong. And I was really proud of myself in that moment, but also I needed that little kick in the ass to realize, like, you need to trust yourself more, especially when it comes to me. And why do you need extra confirmation? So those were the things that I learned yesterday. And that's why I'll always say, like, make sure you're utilizing your discernment. And so if you're someone who wants to understand what does discernment feel like in your body, how do we start honing in on that? How do you start working with it? That class is on Saturday if you want to come hang out. But please don't ever just take something that someone says because you put them on a pedestal. What's that? Isn't it a Halsey song where she says, "Don't meet your heroes, they're all fucking weirdos"? Don't ever put anybody on a pedestal. This is the other reason I don't mentor, because I don't ever want to be put on a pedestal. I am a part of everybody, and everybody is a part of the all, right? So I'm not better than anybody. The work I do doesn't make me special at all. Does not make me fucking special by any means necessary. This is something that I love to do, which is help people. And so that's why I do it. And this is really the only job that I've ever had where I get to do that, and I don't have to worry about political red tape. I don't have to worry about someone not liking what I said. And I'll tell you that one of the other things that I had to learn about myself too was it's okay to be the villain. I can't tell you how many times I've been sitting with a client and I'll tell them something. It happened recently, and their response was, "That doesn't make me feel better." And I'm like, that's not the point. I'm not trying to make you feel better. I'm trying to tell you the truth. And with that is where the change happens. I will never be the practitioner who tells you what you want to hear. That just ain't me. Because what you want to hear keeps you stuck, and I'm not an enabler. So Most of the people who come to me and start doing the work with me are people who are like, I'm done. I'm ready to knuckle in and buckle down, and I'm ready to commit to myself. And most of them are really tired of doing things for other people. And so it's one of those, when you're ready, you're ready. And also, I want to say this. People come and go from our community, and I hope you all know that there's no judgment in that. The way I look at this is like a hospital for souls, okay? So you start coming in, it feels good, and then you're like, whoop, that's scary, I'm leaving. That's okay. We'll be here when you're ready to come back. No one's going to force you to do anything. No one's going to force nothing. But you know where we are. You know where we be. And when you're ready, feel free to come back. To me, that's harm reduction. That's harm reduction, in my opinion. You are totally right, Shay. Oh, Rose, you're so welcome. Yep, Rain, it's so important. And really, the day I started realizing not to put people on pedestals was when my dad died. Because I had my dad on this huge pedestal. Like, I really did. I had the man on a pedestal up here. And then the day he died, I don't know how else to tell you this, my whole foundation and belief system of life broke. I remember just being like a zombie for weeks. And I would go to my therapist and be like, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I feel like I'm a completely different person. And I kept saying that. Like, everything I thought about life was a lie. Everything. Everything I thought about him, bullshit. Everything I thought about life, bullshit. And I had to go, woo. And I had to do a double take, okay? Because I realized that I had been living my life for what I thought other people expected and wanted and needed, and they weren't even doing it. So, whoa. And I just had this whole, basically the whole Molly mainframe went, this is broken. And how do we start fixing it? And that is when I started putting in the work to, what are my belief systems? Why do I hold those belief systems? Why do I feel that way about myself? Why do I feel that way? Oh, big butterfly. Why do I feel that way about certain things? And I started to unpack it. And so that's why I always introduce myself as, hi, my name is Molly, and I crawled out of the spiritual closet over a year ago. And my whole goal is to start helping people bridge the gap between spiritual connection and genuine human connection. Monica, thanks for the perfume. And the gap is the gap back to you, right? So that's why I always tell you, if you're willing to do all these things for other people, why do you find it so difficult to do it for yourself? You take time out of your day to help this person, to take a phone call from this person, to manage that crisis, to do this for that person. But if I say to you, go write 3 things you're grateful for, you're like, I don't got time for that. I got to save the world. Okay, well, when you get really tired and resentful and burnt out, you let me know how that goes, and then come back to me. That's how I feel about that. You can't help and take care of other people if you do not take care of yourself, okay? The other thing that I like to tell people too, and the reason that I also say this is because if you don't understand yourself, you will struggle to understand anybody else. You don't, I think, sometimes know, depending on the state of mind you're in, how alike you are to other people. And so if you spend the time to learn about you, your triggers, your emotions, the way things make you feel, how things affect you, when you work through that stuff, when you start connecting with other people, you're going to start being able to understand things. And a lot of that is why people are the way that they are. Why does that person do that thing? Why does that person act in that way? I'm going to give you a solid example of what this looks like. This morning, I was out on my morning walk, okay? I got my shorts on, I have a crop top on, so my belly was hanging out, my back was hanging out, and if you knew me 4 years ago, there's no way that would happen. I would have on a shirt that's 3 sizes too big. I'd probably have on a pair of leggings, and I would try to make myself as small and as invisible as physically possible. I will tell you, they ride up though, so if you're someone who's trying to exercise with them, they do ride up. And then I saw a lady who joined in on the walk, who was dressed just like that. And instead of, my first thought was, she has to be hot. And then my second thought was, but I know why. Because I also used to do that. I used to have people tell me all the time, it's 90 degrees outside. Why are you dressed like that? Well, I don't want you to see me. That's why. I do not want you to see me. And so in that moment, right, as I'm watching this unfold, I'm having this thought with myself of, I can understand these things because of where I've been, right? And so with that, I always say, learn yourself and you will be so surprised of what you learn from the rest of the world. Ayana, are we doing a past life reading, my friend? Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Yep. All right. Let's see. I will also tell you guys that I, again, forgot a grounding stone. So, you're going to have to deal with the pop socket. Okay. Ayana, have you ever, seen me do a past life reading before? Hi, Yodi. I'm good. How are you? Have you ever seen me do a past life reading? Okay. So the way that I do my past life readings are like this. I have a guide that I work with who's a keeper of the record. I connected to him, and he showed me one of your more prominent lifetimes. I get to look around. I get to see what you're doing. I get to see what things look like, and I get to look at some soul cycles, which is some contracts that you've made in this lifetime and how they are in that, well, through your lifetimes, and how they appeared in that lifetime and how they may appear in this lifetime. If that sounds good to you, let me know, and I would be more than happy to come over and visit. Okay. Can I ask you a weird question? Do you deal with like bouts of getting really hot and then bouts of being really cold? Do you also, would you say that you identify with dealing with anxiety that sometimes shows up in your belly area? Okay, 1 second. So what's super interesting is when I first click in here, the first thing is it's hot. Like it's like muggy, humid hot. The other thing too is the area that this takes place in is near water, but it also feels like rainforest. I do not know a better way to say this. There is a boat that I've seen you on, and it kind of looks like you are someone who goes to different places. Like I almost get the impression that you discover new places. You're a man in this lifetime. The other thing that's really interesting too is you have really long black hair, and when I see it, it's slicked back in a ponytail, but it's not like it's like a leather ponytail. I don't know another way to describe that. So what I can say is a lot of this lifetime seems to be spent truthfully exploring new places. You seem to spend a lot of time on this one boat. If I had to make a guesstimate of when this is, it's the 1700s. I was given confirmation on that. It's sometime in the 1700s. And what's super interesting is that there are times where you spend time alone, but most of the time you're completely surrounded by people. But what's super interesting is that it never seems to be fulfilling in this. Like, you always seem to want to feel more, or need more. And it looks like that's where this exploring piece comes in, because it's like you get to discover and see new things, and it feels like you're constantly searching for a rush or a feeling. And it looks like there's a couple things. So the very first thing I notice is when I grab this timeline and I pull it back a little bit, it looks like you were someone who left home at a very early age. I don't think it was willingly. I think the home environment you had wasn't very great. And it also gives me the impression that there may have been some servitude involved in this time frame, whether it was sold in an early age or like given to someone in power. And it looks like someone who would be like captain, or like, I just heard brigadier general, and I really don't know what that is, but like in charge of these escapades or these adventures. There's also with this is a soul cycle of the need to feel love and to be able to give and receive love. So what I mean by that is it looks like in this time frame, because of the upbringing that you had, it started making it hard for you to trust people and believe people, that people genuinely cared, because it was hard for you to see the good in humanity because you weren't surrounded by many of them. It also had you close off and kind of go into hermit mode personally. So if you find that you still struggle with some of that in this time frame, check and see what your beliefs and understanding is around trust, love, and friendship. The other thing that's super interesting is, so I asked them if you've seen this timeline, and it looks like there was this coin that you kept with you. It was like your good luck coin, and it looks like it's gold, and it has some kind of like inscription, like it I don't know, it looks like it has the coin is a circle, and then it has a circle in the center, and like lines shoot out from it, kind of like a sun, I would say. But it's a gold coin, and you seem to take it everywhere you go. I wouldn't be surprised if you find that you have a connection to nature and animals, even in this time frame. That was something that was super important to you back then. You spent pretty much all of your time outside that you could if you weren't on the boat. And I see you interacting quite a lot with wildlife. There's a soul cycle that I don't really know how exactly to give it a name, but the need to feel useful, the need to always be doing something. And if that is something you still deal with in this timeline, where you find it hard to sit, you find it hard to rest, you're looking for the next thing to do, the next person to help, know that this is something that's been going on for a long time, and sit with it and look at your beliefs around understanding how to feel and receive love for being you without needing to give something in order to be loved. There's a couple more things that are very prevalent that stick out to me. One, it looks like the color green was something that you were pretty big on in this timeline. Like a lot of the things you have that you keep with you are green in some nature. The other thing too is the connection to the night sky. I can't tell if it's a connection from using the stars as like a compass to be able to explore and go new places, but you had a really deep connection with the sky in this timeline, also specifically the moon. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're someone who still has a pull to feeling and understanding those things. You find yourself just staring up at the sky inadvertently without knowing why. It was something that was very important to you in this timeline. It also gives me the understanding that you felt connected when you were able to be present in nature and under the stars, and that connection was something that you longed for in this timeline but were too afraid to receive it. So if you find yourself in that state of mind still. Start working on the connection with yourself and then see how it blossoms with other people. The last thing I'm going to say is, in this timeline, as you went on, you developed a limp in your right leg. Like there's something up with your right foot, your right leg. Something that looks like it became a chronic issue as you got older. And it has to do, it looks like energetically in this time, with the fear of the future, not being able to be in the present. So if you also in this timeline find yourself still struggling with knowing how to focus on being in the present, knowing that what you can control and what you can't control, and how that affects your energy and how it sits within your energy field. So if you find that you are someone who worries quite often about the future or things like that, try to sit and ask yourself where that comes from, where that belief is, and what is the fear of being present in the moment. All right, let me see. The last thing I am going to say is, oh, it just ran out of my brain. Hold on. Oh, feel free to ask your guides to connect in to this lifetime if you ever want to, especially around if you feel that you struggle to receive love and kindness and struggle with trust. If you find that's something you still deal with in this time frame, feel free to ask your guides to connect in to this lifetime, and they'll be able to show you some things and work through some of that energy that hangs out in your chest from that timeline. So feel free to chat with them and see what guidance and what they might have to show you from that timeline that will help you with this one. Thanks for letting me in your energy, Ayana. YouTheBomb.com. Would you like an oracle card before you go? I would be more than happy to pull one for you if you would like one. I hope everyone's having a beautiful Thursday. Happy Throwback Thursday, where we do past life readings. All right, let's see. Rain, thanks for the heart, me. This is the Power card. You are reminded that your essence is divine and to let no one diminish you. When you feel totally serene and at peace, you are powerful, for no one can upset or influence you. Your angel guidance is to find your still, quiet center and then heal your anger, purify your emotions, and rely on your own judgment and take your own decisions. It serves your spiritual growth to take responsibility for your life, so stand on your own feet and be strong. True power is based on inner strength, self-worth, and confidence. Claim your power today. The affirmation is, I am serene, powerful, and confident. That was fabulous. Thanks for letting me pull that for you, and thanks for letting me come hang out in your energy for a while. I appreciate you. I always love doing past life readings. Big fan. It really helps a lot. It helped me understand why I always cry when I hear Indigenous music. That took me a while. Hi, Jen Marie. I see you down there. You are so welcome, my friend. Thanks for letting me in your energy. I hope you guys are having a good day. If you are someone who's never seen me before, hi, my name is Molly. It's really nice to meet you. I crawled out of the spiritual closet a little over a year ago to start helping people bridge the gap between spiritual connection and genuine human connection. And the gap is connecting you back to yourself. Hunter, my friend. Okay. So we did Ether Study Hall last night as our workshop in Patreon. It is up if you are someone who is in there and wants to go watch it. Also, Ember's on a 7-day free trial if you want to check it out. And then what else? Oh, our next live class is on Saturday, and it's all about how to fine-tune your receiver and how to start building on your discernment. And then tomorrow's podcast episode that comes out is all around energy work and how you may start doing it for yourself if that's something you are interested in. I'm beautiful, Jen Marie. How are you? All right, Hunter, my friend. Do I have permission to come on over and visit? Dude, all those little, oh no. It's all those little white fluffy things. They're coming off of that weed. They're attacking me. Hello, everybody. Okay. All right, Hunter, I'm coming over. Hunter, are you someone who deals with like belly stuff? Could be just anxiety feeling, but like goings on in the belly. I do. I will complain that they ride up, but they are cute. I feel like I've asked you this before because I feel like it goes belly to throat. Do you have a hard time expressing things to people? It's belly to throat. I'm gonna say this. I definitely feel it in your belly, and it gives me the impression there's a cord from belly to throat, which is that you struggle with self-confidence and self-worth, and that in turn makes it hard for you to speak your truth and be your authentic self because you don't want to be judged. Does that make sense? Okay. I think the more that you sat with your belly, you might start to feel it, if that makes sense. All right, let's see. To the next layer of the onion. Oh, that's really interesting. Okay, so this is like a really intricate cathedral. This is the easiest way I can describe this. It is a big gray stone cathedral. It's damp. It smells wet and musty. So the first thing I'm going to say is this. You're a man in this lifetime and you have something wrong with your jaw. I can't tell if it's lockjaw. That's what it feels like. But there is something about being able to, oh, I know what he's doing. There's something about being able to express. It's like your expression is closed. Like it is very hard. I also get the impression that you can't open your mouth very far. I was just told that we're in France. What's really interesting is this is a time frame where the streets are like dirty. So the easiest way I can describe this is like the streets are cobbled. So some are just dirt and mud, and then others are like these big chunky stones that are like put in to form a street. They're not even. They're at different layers. You'll probably break an ankle if you walked wrong on it. You own a business. I have to be honest that it seems to be like making something. I can't tell if it's shoes. I can't tell if it's clothes, but it's like an item that you make for other people. You also, it looks like make your own clothes because you have on like a tunic top and then like some kind of I don't know, like some kind of brownish leather belt, but the tunic goes beyond the belt. I don't know how else to say that. So like, it's like a big tunic, and then you have the belt, and it kind of like, it looks like a skirt, but it's not. And then you have pants on underneath. This is a time where everything was still done by candlelight. You spent a lot of your time alone. So there's a couple things that I want to touch on here. Whenever I get to see you, you're in this cathedral, or you're in this little shop that you have, which I think doubles as your house, because it looks like you live upstairs, and then it's like your workspace, your workshop downstairs. It's a very old, like, wooden structure. Still, there's like a big fireplace. There's no type of, it's just very simple. There's a lot of books. There's a lot of things to write with. I see a feather, like a quill. A quill. The thing that is really sticking out to me is how absolutely strikingly blue your eyes are. They are like ice blue, and they're very prominent. So there's a couple soul cycles that I'm going to touch on. One is the soul cycle of being a hermit. So, couple things. In this lifetime, whatever is going on here, I do not like the word disability, so I ain't going to use it. But there is whatever you have going on with your jaw makes it hard to communicate with people, and people, it seems like, are not very kind to you about it, and you're treated differently. So this in turn has caused you to kind of hole up and just do what you're good at. And then it also seems like it brought you to start seeking some kind of spirituality. And it looks like I keep getting like, those chants, they're like Gregorian chants. Like, it's like in this cathedral, like those friars, that's the best way I can say it. Like, they all like sing, and there's like big masses. And so it seems like the only time that you leave your space is to go and to go to these like ceremonies, and then you go home. And then there are times where I find you at the cathedral by yourself. So if you find that you are making yourself small and hiding away from society in this lifetime, especially over things that you think are wrong with you, I would suggest looking inward to see, where is that belief system coming from of that something is wrong with you, whereas how can you make it yours and utilize it to show your authenticity, versus hiding and making yourself small. The other thing too that really strikes me is communication. It feels like in this lifetime you felt that was impossible. And the way it seems that you were able to get it out was in writing and learning and books. And you kept, it looks like journals and just papers everywhere. And that's how you were able to get things out of your brain and onto paper, because this wasn't always very useful. Whenever I get to like look deeper in it, it looks like there are some days where you can open your mouth more than others. But like the main thing is your jaw is like locked. There's a couple of things that also keep sticking out to me. I keep seeing the colors red and blue, so I'm not quite sure what that means, but I know that looking in this cathedral, there are like tapestries and things that involve those colors, and it also looks like you had a window that I want to say it's like stained glass, but it's just red and blue in the coloring. Okay, when I pull this timeline backwards, it looks like you were someone who, how do I say this, was like abandoned early on in life. And you had to start making ways to do your own thing and how to survive on your own. And this also caused you to go into that hermit mode because you learned very early on that the world isn't a super nice place. this cycle also ties into the fear of how you're perceived. And so a lot of that fear of being perceived is what kept you kind of held back in this time frame. So if that is something that you still deal with, ask yourself, is it me who is afraid of being perceived, or is that someone else's belief system that I have accepted into my own body, right? What will so-and-so think of me? How will that go? Because that's what happened in this time frame. The only people it looks like you interacted with was whoever this leader of this cathedral was. And the Gregorian chant thing has come up multiple times, like multiple times. So take that however that resonates. If you want to look into it later, feel free to do it. The only other thing that I can really see that's interesting in this timeline is nightmares. You really had trouble sleeping in this timeline. And I think this is also one of the other reasons that you went and sought out help, because it looks like these nightmares were like something that really made things difficult for your life. It seems like it also kind of caused a fear of sleep. Last thing I'm going to say is I get the impression that you may have seen this lifetime before. They tell me that you have, like maybe it was in a dream, you've seen snippets of it. There's two things that stick out to me. A, you sitting in this building staring at the fireplace. There's also, I don't want to call it a cauldron, but that's what it's shaped like, in the fireplace. And then the next image that keeps repeating over and over again is looking up inside the cathedral, like looking straight up, and just the vastness of it and how big it is. The other thing is the smell is very pungent. So if you are someone who receives messages through smell, the second you step outside, you will smell how just unhygienic it is out there. There's just shit everywhere. That's the best way I can describe it. The other thing I will say is it looks like there was some kind of sickness is how you passed in this timeline. Looks like infection, some kind of sepsis-esque. So, if you feel up to it, Hunter, feel free to check in with your guides and ask them if they can bring you to this timeline. And I think it will help you understand some of the ways that you make yourself small, because it's not just energy you're carrying in this timeline, it's energy that's being carried from other timelines as well. So if you felt like sitting with your guides, taking time to be present with them, you can ask them to bring you to this timeline and look at some of the ways that it still hangs out in your auric field. And I think that if you were able to make that connection, you might feel more confident in stepping out of the bubble that you have put yourself in. Does that make sense? That comes in time. That is the best thing I can say. I'm going to use Dinky as an example. Dinky said that to me for the longest time, that she never heard anything back. And I will never forget the day that she was standing in front of me and she heard something back for the first time, because her mouth went like this. I got an answer before you answered me. And I was like, oh. So it's just about building that relationship, and it comes in time. So best thing I can say is don't beat yourself up. You're right where you're supposed to be. And the more you focus on building that relationship with them, the more clearly they'll come through. The other thing too, is I'm going to do an energy work for solar plexus blocks in the Patreon. Feel free to do that when it comes out, because I think that might open some more worlds for you, Hunter. Like, the more that you start to get your confirmations and start to see the work you put in for yourself, I think it will open you up to more receiving stuff. Because I think you might just be a little crunchy on the receiving side, like receiving love, kindness, support, trusting people. Those things will also kind of shut down the receiving aspect a little bit too. So don't keep yourself in a box, though. That's something I feel the need to keep saying to you. Does that make sense? Hi, Claire. Thanks for the hand heart. Hunter, before I let you go, would you like a talisman? Okay. Oh, I almost just dropped all of those. That was going to be 44 card pickup right there. Got it. Thank you for that. Coco, I'm coming to you right after I finish this reading. All right, Hunter, let's see. Jeez, this is the rebirth card. Oh, let me... Okay. All right, let's see. Oh, no. Now the cards are all flying away. All right, Yodi, give me a second. This card can be very positive in a reading. The rebirth card symbolizes the end of one period and the beginning of another. This card can also represent the release of a bad habit, unhealthy attachment, struggle, or the end of a vicious cycle. The moth is born at the end of a period of painful growth, and it is now able to fly. Energy never dissipates. It only changes from one form to another. But if you resist leaving behind the old path, you may experience some distress. Try to see the positive energy coming at you and the opportunity that you are being given. Leaving something behind and looking back could bring nostalgia and longing for the old days, but the future holds a different role for you. It is time to face it and start brightening your new beginning. Hunter, that was fabulous. I love that. Thanks for letting me pull it for you. All right, Yodi, my friend. Oh, my butt is sweaty. I have swamp ass going on right now, man. Thanks for letting me pull it for you. Yodi, are we doing a past life reading? I really have Can you guys give me 2 seconds to go get a paper towel? Because, like, I don't think you understand just how disgusting this is. 1 second. Ew. Okay, I'm gonna put my wet booty cheeks right there. Thank you. Oh, that's even better. Thank you. It's so It's like 87 degrees out here and you're sitting on plastic. I know. I gotta get a chair. I gotta get one of them zero gravity chairs or something, you know. Thank you, Dink. You're welcome. Okay. I think he brought me a towel from my butt. Okay. All right. Let's see. Hunter, thank you for trusting me in your energy. Jessica, if you would like to do a reading, I will open one more. What time is it? 2? Okay, I would be more than happy to open one more spot if somebody likes it. And then that's probably going to be the last one because I do have to do the podcast today. And then I have a mediumship session later. Okay, let's see. Yodi, would you like an oracle card too while I have you here? Also, I'm supposed to share this with you today. On my walk, I was chatting with my guides, and they gave me this really cool sentence sense, so I want to share it with you. Oh, Coco, I got to do yours. Hold on. They gave me this really cool sentence, which was, religion is founded off of other people's experiences, and spirituality is about living your own. Boom. All right, Coco, let's see. Sorry, I'm slacking. Oh. Coco, this is the purpose card. The angels remind you that every situation or person is placed on your path with a purpose. It may be to strengthen you, offer you an opportunity to resolve or forgive the past, release old patterns, or for enjoyment. Your life purpose is ultimately to do that which brings you joy, satisfaction, and fulfillment. Seeking these soul qualities will place you on your path of destiny. Once on your life path, allow nothing and no one to deflect you from your mission. Your guidance is to ask your angel to help you find the purpose of your current situation, or if you are ready, your life's mission. Align your strength and willpower and hold your intention and fulfill your purpose. The angels will support you and you will succeed. Right? I thought that was so good. And I was on my walk and I was like, damn, I'm never going to remember that. But they keep repeating it. So remember it, we shall. All right, Yodi, I'm coming over. And then I promise I will do everyone else's oracle card after this. Pinky promise. You're welcome. Thank you for being patient with me. Oh, I'm still burping up electrolytes. That's good. Okay. Hey, Yodi, have you been dealing with headaches? Okay. Can I ask you one more question before I go to the next layer of the onion? Is there something from your past that keeps you kind of like looking back, or like that ruminates? Okay. For some reason, that left shoulder seems to connect to your throat. So I don't know if this past experience that is holding you back from being able to express yourself, or like maybe it's something about talking about, but it connects to throat. So it's the looking over the shoulder and like continuing to look at the past, and it's holding back. It's causing a resistance in this space. All right. Next layer of the onion. That was cool. Okay, I wish I had a pen. So when I first got brought in here, the first thing I heard was Aztec, okay? And then the next image that I got is, how do I describe this? I couldn't draw it even if I wanted to. It's really funny because the head is turned to the left. So it's the head of, it looks, how do I describe this? It's a lion, but it doesn't look like a lion. It looks like a Chinese New Year dragon, the head. And then the body, so the head is turned this way, and the image is of one arm is like, I don't know if you can see this, is like up like this, and then the other is turned. So this is up, and then this one is turned down, and the head is like this. And it's like, these are like carvings and paintings that are like on and in rock formations. The other thing too is, I will tell you that you are a woman in this lifetime. And what sticks out to me is you're someone who is, I want to say, of high value in this community. And I can tell by the stuff that's painted on your face, and two, the headdress that is on. So there's a couple things. There's like a cerulean blue stone. I don't know how else to say it. It's like this color, but it has like black lines or like black inlays in it, kind of. It's like a cerulean marble. Best way I can describe that. This headdress, though, it speaks to an eagle. Okay, so this is the headdress that is very representative of an eagle. Feels like golden eagle more than anything else. There's also a big connection to nature. And so what I see is this. I see a community, right? This community is in I would say the forest, but there's also like dry patches and rock formations that seem to show up. Like, it looks like this is like a big community, okay? And you are someone who is like matriarchal within it, but you also are like the elder spiritually. You have a really big connection. Spiders just came up again. You have a really big connection to specifically water. Feels like rain. The spider has come up 3 times now. So connection to nature and animals. And there's also something that seems very reminiscent about ether, but it feels like the way you worked with it was lightning and thunder and just like the weather. Best way I can say it. It also looked like a lot of the things you did were around drought work. So being able to work with some of those nature spirits, commune with some things for the betterment of the community. The other thing that I find really interesting is I keep seeing you do what probably modern day people would call an exorcism, but it's not. It's the way that I understand what's happening is called soul transcendence. And so I see that there are like, you're in this ceremony room and there are people who are kneeled in front of you and you are helping them pull fragments of themselves back together, and you're helping them unify within themselves as one. This is like a deep sacred journey that you were able to help people move through in this time frame. It also shows the use of like plant medicine, right? You were the leader of these ceremonies. People came to you. It's also like families came to you. You know, if their child or their brother or someone was like having what they would call spiritual sickness, they came to you for that guidance. I got chills up the butt. 1 second. The other thing too is you have on like really explicit face paint. And it's like, it's a mix between black and then like white that is like a big white line on your nose, and that goes down here on your jaw. Okay, there's a couple things. There's a soul cycle that ties into caring for humanity. Okay, so this is the betterment of all, being present to help as many people as you can. Don't lose yourself in that. If that is something that you're still doing in this timeline, helping people, helping them come into themselves, make sure that you're also pouring into your own cup and, so to speak, working on your own house while helping others build theirs. Don't completely empty yourself out to help and guide other people, because you'll lose yourself along that way. Oh, that's a jaguar. That's funny. 1 second. So with this soul cycle, it is also about coming into your own power and not putting other people above you. So knowing that you are someone who holds the knowledge and wisdom that can also help yourself as well as other people, and that there are times where you need support just like everybody else does. Please feel free to give that to yourself and to ask for it. The interesting thing too, I'm going to say, is a lot of the men in this society have bowl cuts. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's like they have everybody has jet black hair, but it's like they have like short little bangs, and then it like goes into a bowl cut. I don't really know how else to describe that, but it feels like there is a specific purpose behind that. Like it's not just a fashion choice. With this nature connection, there's big connections to the sun and the moon. So working with solar and lunar energies might be something interested in talking to your guides about. The other thing I'm going to say too, I'm going to use this as a soul cycle because it's something that keeps being brought up. So I'm going to bring it through to you. You have access to doing the work that you were doing then now. You have that ability, and it feels like it's mainly big on ancestral stuff. It gives me the impression that you're someone who has this innate ability to help heal ancestral trauma, heal through lineage, do those type of things, be able to manipulate energy in that way. If that's something you've debated doing in this timeline, thought about doing, have ever been curious in doing, sit and chat with your guides and ask them to show you. Connect back into your ancestors and see what they're willing to show you to get you to the point that you want to be at in this timeline, while also not losing yourself to it. Okay, two things. I asked if you've seen this before, and they very vividly showed me a ceremony that looks like it happens once a year. It goes all night long, and they said that you have seen this a couple times. So it looks like there is a very large bonfire with people around it in front of this kind of pyramid-esque temple. And there is somebody, I don't know how else to say it, who has bird wings on. And it seems like this is something very, like some deep-seated ritual. It gives me the impression that you've had a dream of it a couple of times. So if that's true, feel free to check in with them around that. Ask them if they're willing to show you more if you're so curious about it. The last thing I see is you're holding on to there's like some kind of raw stone that's like encapsulated in some, it's like it's not rope, it's a handmade rope, but I guess that's the best way to put it. Like this raw stone is tied in this rope, and you wear it as a necklace. What's interesting is I couldn't tell you what kind of stone this is. I just know it's raw. But I feel like that has something to do with connecting. So also feel free to chat with your guides around if there are certain stones that they're interested in you having around and what the purpose may be. It's not completely clear. It's like milky kind of, but it's crystalline in the same time. I don't know how else to describe it. Yodi, the last thing that I pulled through was to look into your third eye around your headaches. Because I think I get the impression that there's something you're beating yourself up about, and like cynical, and maybe you're judgmental of yourself, and it's kind of clouding up here. That was like the last drive-by information that I got there. Yodi, thanks for letting me be in your energy, my friend. That was super interesting. The bird costume outfit is really interesting. It's dark, like it looks almost like the person's dressed up as like a raven or something. I don't know what else to describe it as. But it was pretty cool. So thanks for letting me see that. You're so welcome. Thanks for letting me come over and visit. YouTheBomb.com. Happy Thursday, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. We did Ether Study Hall. Oh, that's interesting. I love seeing the connections that, oh God. I love seeing the connections that pop up. Hi, Oakley. Do. Big fan of those. And Yodi, feel free. One more thing I'm going to say is, in times where you feel that it's hard to express or share things, feel free to write them down. Feel free to put them in a journal, to jot them down some way. Find a way to get them out. Make sense? Oh, that's super cool. I love that. If you do more research and you get more info from your guides, please come back and let me know. I always love to see the connections that people make. It's always fun to go and research what we learn. I do that. I take notes when I do my own readings, and then I go and dig deep. I think I did a podcast episode where I walked everybody through how I do that. Oh, sorry. There's something in my eyeball. Oh, there's a big butterfly. Jody, my friend, thanks for letting me in your energy. YouTheBomb.com. I appreciate you. Happy Thursday, everybody. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day. Couple things. New podcast episode tomorrow. It's all around energy work, what that may look like if you want to start doing it, what some experiences may be, what it may look like for some, what it looks like for me. We're going to talk about a bunch of different things. Last night was Ether Study Hall, so if you're someone who is a part of Patreon, feel free to go back and watch the recording if you missed the live stream. And our next live class is on Saturday. It's all about how do we fine-tune our receiver, and then how do we start building and utilizing our discernment. Claire, Jen Marie, would you guys like your oracle cards for the day? Is there anyone else who's been waiting for an oracle card who hasn't had one yet? As Jake blows by. Okay. Let's see, Jen Marie, what do we got? Oh, crap. Jen, which one, left or right? You got it. Don't forget, merch is out too. So if you're someone who's been looking for a shirt or a hoodie to rep our cute little fabulous community, feel free to check it out. There's a whole merch section now in the Discord. This is the positivity card. When you are positive, you keep directing a stream of high vibrational energy with your thoughts, words, and actions. This affects others, and they help you towards your purpose. The angels are aware of the power of your positivity, and they too will support your intentions. You choose your thoughts and attitudes, so focus on loving, abundant, and successful outcomes at every area of your life. Your positivity will make you feel happy, healthy, and fulfilled. The affirmation is, I am positive and strong. Look at you go, Jen Marie. I love that. All right, let's see. What do I got for Claire? What's everybody up to on this fabulous Thursday? Anything fun and exciting? What are we all doing for dinner? Actually, Claire, I feel called to pull you a talisman. Hope you're okay with that. All right, let's see. Girl, what time is it over there? Oh, you know what's super funny is I've almost bought a bouquet of flowers the last week. Like every time I go into to Walmart or Food Lion, I see the bouquets and I'm like, I should buy one of those. But then I don't, because I just, spending money on something that's going to die, I just don't like that. But they are pretty. Oh, see? You guys, it's early. It's already 2:30 here. All right. Rain, do you want a card too? All right, Claire, let's see. I might do it, though. They got some pretty flowers out these days. I might do it still. This, Claire, this is the Karmic Justice card. Let's see. If you seek the balance of karma, then this card is a positive sign that whatever the outcome of a particular situation, it will be a fair one. Karmic justice doesn't look the same for everyone because we have different values and desires. Don't expect the repercussions to be immediate or of the same nature. They will be of equal worth. However, if your own efforts have been unfair, this card can also mean that it's time to accept the consequences. Put bias and prejudice aside and open your heart. The endless knot on this card symbolizes wisdom, compassion, and balance in the universe. The energy we spend is the energy we receive. Ooh, that was a good one, Claire. I love that. Rain, thanks for the populars. Do you want a card, Rain? I'd be happy to pull one for you. Also, if there's anyone else in here who's been waiting for a card, please feel free to let me know. If there is someone who wants a reading, I will be more than happy to open up one more spot, but that's probably honestly going to be it. I still got to do the podcast, and then I got some teaching to do later on. So I'm trying to give myself some grace. All right, Rain, let's see. What do we got for Rain today? Don't forget our next live class is on Saturday in the Discord if you are someone who would like to come hang out. Ooh, Rain, which one would you like? Left or right? Right? Isn't it funny how they're good with that? This is the fun card. Your guidance is to take time to enjoy yourself. Relax and find your sense of humor. Treat things lightly. Fun brings lightness of spirit, and the most difficult situation can be eased if you see the funny side of things. So cultivate a sense of ridiculousness. How can you bring play, laughter, and fun into your social life, your relationships, and your work life? When you have fun, the angels rejoice, for there is nothing they love more than joy, play, humor, and laughter. Hello, my little star friend. Rain, that was a good one. Something about lighten up. Yes, be sillier. Sometimes they also tell me to do that too. Like last night, they yelled at me, like, can you paint something or do something? So I did. I painted for a little while, but then I got, distracted. Card running away. Hold on. Run away. Also, I will let you guys know that last night I had that banana bread tea, and it was fucking awesome. It was literally like drinking a slice of banana bread. It is so fucking good. So this is the Mardi Gras one. It's so good. Jen Marie ordered some Plum Deluxe. I'm excited to see what she thinks of it. Hi, Leah. Would you like a card for the day, my friend? Do. I can't wait to see what you think. I love the full moon chai. It's so good, and it's a strong chai. So I will tell you that I do a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half of it. Or not a tablespoon, a teaspoon. A teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half, because it's really strong and it's really good. All right, let's see. Well, if you like the other ones, you can grab it next time. It was super good. I can't say enough good things about it. I'm a sucker for dessert tea. Okay. What do we got for Leah today? Don't run away. This is the aspiration card. It is time to set your sights higher. If you are settling for the mediocre, aim for the superb. Stretch yourself to fulfill all your potential and hold mighty visions. Find the wisdom within you, which enables you to aspire to be great and glorious. Then expand your comfort zone so that you can explore your dreams. The angels guide you never to settle for less that your incredible human spirit can achieve or deserve. Ask for help from the angels, and they will guide and inspire you to raise your consciousness and live at a higher level. Let your spirit soar and aim for the divine. I aspire to be great and glorious is the affirmation. I wouldn't say it's spicy. It's just a full body chai. So like it's got the big clove chunks in it. It also has, if I remember correctly, it has like certain nuts and stuff in it too. I would have to go grab the bag. And I think it is a black tea base. The full moon chai from them is the only caffeinated one that I've ever tried. All the other ones I get from them are herbal teas. And this one, that's a lie. The Mardi Gras one is another black tea that I get from them, which I have to stop drinking because it's 2:30 in the afternoon. So there goes that. Okay, what did everybody have for breakfast or lunch if it's not dinner time? I'll tell you, Dinky and I are going to have steak for dinner with asparagus and mushrooms. I tried to cook a sweet potato for breakfast, but I think I overcooked it and it turned into a rock, so Jack ate it. I'm great, Amira. How are you? I love chicken salad. My name is Molly. It's right there. And I'm from the United States. Where are you from? It's going to be good. Have you been doing those factor meals still? Yeah, it really turned into a rock. Dinky can confirm. It literally turned into a rock. I don't know how that even occurred. Buttercup, do you want a card for the day? That's fair. I love that. What's in it, Claire? Sorry. Sneezing. Pollen. Oh my goodness. I might have to check those out. Thank you. I might have to check those out. So don't forget a couple things. Last night was the Ether Study Hall class. It's over in the Patreon if you're someone who's a part of it, or if you want to check it out. Ember's on a 7-day free trial. 2, tomorrow is the new podcast episode. It's all about energy work. And then 3, the next live class in the Discord is on Saturday. It's $33 a person if you want to sign up. It's all about how do we receive information, fine tune our little receiver, and then how do we start working on building our discernment with the messages that we do receive. Either my foot's swollen or my shoe's fucked up. So that is what we are up to. Also, merch is out. So if you're someone who's been waiting for a shirt, it's nice to meet you from Dubai. If it's someone who is waiting for a shirt or a hoodie, feel free to check them out. There is a new merch section. We got Ether and Ash merch finally. Oh, and if you are a super fan, if you are someone who is a super fan here on TikTok, make sure you go into the alley and vote for movie night. The poll went up today. So feel free to go check it out. I am probably not following you, Amira. I am probably not. Do. So the reason that I don't often follow people is because I follow people if I'm really looking and interested in their content. I do not just follow people because they ask me to. You're limited to how many people you can follow. And I also like to try to curate my For You page, you know? So it's not a personal thing. It's just if it's something that I'm interested in, then I'll follow. Otherwise, I usually just don't follow people to follow them. Speaking of following people to follow them, please, if someone sends you a message pretending to be me, they send you a message asking you for, I don't know, readings, whatever, please just use your discernment in that. I'm going to tell you an experience that I had last night, which honestly kind of ticks me off. I started following a guy on here who does like clean eating recipes. Okay. He also does Greek yogurt bowls quite a bit, which if you know me, sign me the fuck up. Okay. So I started following him because I liked his content, right? Well, last night I get a message from him and I was like, is this, what is up with that? So it was basically like, oh, thanks for the follow. Are you on your fitness journey? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? And so I really couldn't understand what he was getting at. Like, are you trying to sell me something? What are you doing? And so then he kept asking me questions like, well, what does your day look like? And I was like, too much for me. So please be cognizant of what you allow people to do, what you allow people to ask, and the information you also give out about yourself. And then also, friendly reminder, I'm going to say this again. If you are someone who is getting a reading from somebody, if you have to give them a very specific question to answer, please use that as a red flag. Okay? Because what I will tell you is, if you are someone who is intuitive, right? You are using your gifts in things like that, right? You should be able to connect into somebody's energy and start giving them information. You do not need to have a question to do that. So red flag there. If someone can't give you a general information reading, red flag. They should not have to have a specific question. And especially if they want a super specific question, yikes. And then also, please be mindful of the information that you do give to people. So if you're giving a reading or you're getting a reading from someone, you shouldn't have to give them a bunch of information, right? You should be able to go yes, no, and make it that simple. So please be cognizant and don't let people scare you either, okay? Don't let someone tell you that you have an attachment. Don't let someone tell you that you're burnt out. Because all it's going to do is set you back, and it's their projection that's getting on you. So please just be cognizant of that. Truthfully, I'm really glad to have had that experience, because people have said these things to me. Like, oh, I've had this experience. Someone tried to tell me this. Someone tried to tell me that. And I never had it happen until the other day. So please know that there are people out there who want to scare you into needing a reading with them so you'll pay them money to fix what the problem is. You're not fucking broken, okay? You're healing. That doesn't mean you're broken. Doesn't mean nothing's wrong with you. It just means that you're on your own pace and you will go. And while there are things to work on, there's nothing vehemently wrong with you. Hi, JC, my friend. How are you? Wow, the wind has picked up exponentially. Can you guys still hear me? Okay. It just started whipping all of a sudden. I'm like, whoo! Flamingo! Thanks for the heart me. I am fabulous, JC, my friend. I hope all the love for you and your scan goes well tomorrow, too. JC, let's do your card. Flamingo, would you like a card as well? I'd be happy to pull one for you guys. Don't forget, if you missed Ether Study Hall last night, the recording is posted, so it's under the Fundamental Class tab in the Patreon, so feel free to go check it out. Ember's on a 7-day free trial, too. Don't forget that if you're someone who's ready to, like, buckle down and really start doing the work, check out Soul Sanctuary. I'm going to tell you a couple of the perks about Soul Sanctuary. One, when you join Soul Sanctuary, I do your soul design chart, which is a mix of your human design and your soul contracts. So you get that within the first week of joining. Two, you get access to every single class. There's over 15 of them. You get access to every guided meditation. There's over 20 of those. You get access to every energy work, every exercise, the shadow work journal. You also get access to soul sessions, which is a live stream just for the Soul Sanctuary people that we do twice a month. I can tell you what we did in the last 3 soul sessions. The last soul sessions, I brought them to meet their own world tree. So they were able to have another space on top of their tree house. Before that, we learned how to connect into the Pleiadians and how to go find med beds. proper med beds. And then the session before that, we worked on how to find and locate trapped emotions, and then how do we remove them and transmute them from our auric field. So that's just a snippet of what we do in soul sessions, and we do that twice a month. So if you're someone who is, it's monthly. So Soul Sessions is $111 a month. And the way that I broach it to people is it's a place to come spend a month, 2 months, a couple months building your foundation. And then you will have the foundation to either go down or go off and be a free bird on your own. I try to make as many tiers as possible. So Soul Sanctuary is $111 every month. And then if you're someone who just wants to be a part of like the live streams, you just want to be a part of getting your energy work and Ether Study Hall and the Daily Collective, check out Ember. Ember's $19.99 a month, and it is on a free trial for 7 days if you want to check it out. Okay, let's see. JC and Flamingo. What do we got? There is a garden spider up here that has continued to jump scare me. JC, this is the beginnings card. Life is a series of cycles, and a time of rebirth is indicated for you. This may mean a new phase in a relationship, the germination of a fresh idea, or the development of qualities in you like laughter, light, or hope. It may herald a total change. Do not be afraid to let go of the familiar, for the new cannot enter until the old and outworn has departed. Your angel guidance is to accept the new, for it will become when it arrives. Birth is a vulnerable time. The fragile life force needs to be protected and nurtured within you. Ask the angels to guide new beginnings in your life safely to maturity. JC, that was fabulous. Oh my goodness. Woo! The wind. I might have to rethink the podcast out here. Okay, let's see, Flamingo. What do we got? You're welcome, JC. Thanks for letting me pull it for you. What do I got for my Flamingo friend today? Let's see. Flamingo, which one would you like, left or right? This is Archangel Raphael. You are blessed to attract this angel card, for Archangel Raphael brings health, healing, and abundance. He will help you to develop your intuition and inner vision. Call on him if you need help in these areas now. He also protects travelers during journeys, so this is a fortuitous card if you are about to travel. If you are a healer or wish to be one, Archangel Raphael will direct pure divine energy into you. He works on the green ray of healing and balance, so visualize yourself surrounded by a clear green light and invoke his guidance. The affirmation for this card is, I am happy, healthy, and abundant.
Can Jack come out here?
Yeah.
He's barking, and when I went to check on him, he keeps trying to come out the door.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let him out.
Right.
I'm sorry. I didn't know why he's doing that.
He thought something was wrong with him.
Fair. He doesn't bark ever. Yeah. Sorry, because Jack's having a stroke in the bedroom. I don't know. He's barking at something. Barking at something. Oh, that's awesome. Spirit's really good about that, Flamingo, I gotta tell you. Spirit gives you the information you really need when you need it. Is there anyone else who's been waiting for a card or who would like one? I would be more than happy to pull it for you. What's wrong with you? What happened?
I just looked for you the whole way up.
Oh, I'm right here. Hi.
You were gone too long.
Sorry, boo. Thanks, Dink.
You're welcome.
Come here. You want to say hi to your friends? Oh, he's got his head down. He has his baby from Valentine's Day. Here you go. You You want to say hi? He's got his Valentine's Day baby. He's had this since Valentine's Day, and it's completely dead. Like it's like been completely defluffed, but he still would like to carry it around. Hi, you're okay. I'm sorry. I didn't realize how long was I gone for. How long? Oh, okay. It was 2 hours. Sorry. Hi, Rebecca. Oh, cutie. Rebecca, do you want your card for the day? You were right. You're all right. You all right. Rebecca, how's your day? Yeah, you're okay. You were by yourself. You were all by yourself. Which deck? The angel deck or the talisman deck? Which one? Do you want one? You want to pull oracle card for peeps? All right, Rebecca, let's see. Oh, I love that. At least it's not snowing. Oh my God, the wind, man. The wind. Oh, I wonder if that one was making him bark because something fell out here. This angel deck was actually given to me. So I have a lot of Diana Cooper decks. This is the pocket version of her Angels of Light deck. So this is the Diana Cooper one, and it's the Angels of Light deck, this one. Yeah, it is so windy all of a sudden. I don't really know what's up with that. Claire, bye, thank you. So this is the Angel of Light deck. The Talisman one I did get on Amazon. This was given to me, but you can get Diana Cooper ones on Amazon as well. The only decks that I use that I've seen on TikTok is the Angels and Ancestors deck and the Sacred Forest. Those two are in my showcase. Everything else is either from Rockpool or Amazon. Claire, I hope you have a beautiful day, my friend. Okay. Hi, Emily. Nice to see you. Flamingo, if you want, I'll pull you a talisman so you can see what it's all about. All right. Let's see, Rebecca. What do we got? Emily, do you want a card for the day too? Okay. Let's see. Oh. Rebecca, this is the self-worth card. Self-worth bestows a sense of confidence, expectation of success, and ability to love. Decide on clear boundaries and limits and firmly decline to let others step over them or manipulate you. You will earn respect. When you value yourself, you become open and friendly and slow to take offense and quick to forgive. Remind yourself that you are likable and lovable and do not let others press your buttons. Stand tall and confident. With true self-worth, you radiate a golden aura which enfolds others and makes them feel good too. Ask your angel to step into your aura and guide you. Bye, Monica. Have a good day. Rebecca, that was a good one. You got it, Flamingo. All right, let's see, Emily. What do we got? You're welcome. Look at you guys. You got over 113,000 tippy taps. You guys rock. Thank you for that. All right, let's see. What do we got for Emily today? Casey, thanks for the repost, my friend. This card's gonna get swept up in the wind. I know it. Thanks for the necklaces. Thank you guys for helping me light up the gift gallery. TikTok changed it. Now it's a big pain in the... Emily, this is the understanding card. Your angel guidance is to examine yourself and your current situation in depth so that they have a clear awareness of the underlying reasons for your challenges and situations. Acquaint yourself with facts about situations and attitudes before you take decisions. Self-awareness is a necessary foundation on which to build strong relationships, friendships, and work. Understanding your personality is a basis for understanding your spiritual self and your mission on earth. Ask your angel to help you. I seek an understanding of myself and my life. That was fabulous, Emily. All right, Flamingo, let's see what your talisman is. So One of the things about the talisman cards is that they have sigils on them. So feel free to screenshot it, and then you can use the sigil in your own practice too. All right, let's see. What do I got for Flamingo today? Don't forget to vote on movie night if you're someone who's a super fan. The poll is up now in the alley. Flamingo, this is the growth of energy card. Let's see. You have been very productive and organized, trying to prepare for the next step in life. Your creativity is flowing and you have built a nest, and as you look at your potential, the future no longer seems frightening. Everything is in its place and you are growing the energy for a big new project. The 6 petals and the seed of life signify that a blessing is on your path and that you have to take care and nurture your ideas to see them come to life. This newfound energy is bubbling up and your excitement is lighting up the room. Don't be surprised if people compliment your looks because of your radiant spirit. This card can also mean pregnancy or childbirth. I am ready for this new adventure is the talisman. Boom! I love that. Flamingo, thanks for letting me pull it for you. Buttercup, do you want a card? Oh. Now he's just sunbaking. Bacon in the sun. You're fine. You good? Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I am probably gonna run away. I gotta film the podcast. I gotta make sure Jack goes pee because he's just sitting out here. And then I gotta teach some mediumship later. So if you're someone who is a part of Ember, Healer's Hearth, or Soul Sanctuary, Ether Study Hall was last night, so feel free to go check it out. The recording is up. It is in the fundamental class section, so feel free to check that out. I love that, Flamingo. Thanks for letting me pull it for you. So that is where you will find it, and then our next live class is on Saturday. It is all about how do we fine-tune our receiver, and how do we start building and utilizing our discernment and all things. Hello, Melinda. Hello from the UK. I hope you're all having a beautiful day today. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. All right, so we will be back on TikTok tomorrow. I'm not sure what we'll do tomorrow. We might do whatever comes through. We might do, I don't know, we might do something. People liked doing more mediumship yesterday. Maybe we'll do some of that again tomorrow. The reason you don't see me doing mediumship every day is simply this. There is a deep respect that I have for that work. And it's about bringing a connection forward, helping someone work through things they may need to know, things they may need to hear. And I hate how sometimes it gets turned into a sideshow on TikTok. And so that's why a lot of the stuff that I do is within private sessions for that. But sometimes we do it, but that is the reason that I do not do it super often. So I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day. If you're looking for meditations, classes, and more, check out the Patreon. Don't forget, if you're someone who joins Soul Sanctuary within your first week, you get your soul design report, which I do. You get your human design that I do, which is about why you're built the way you're built. And then the next is, it's a 5-page report that I do on your soul contracts. And I know that the people that I have done them for really like them, and it really kind of helps them have an understanding of some of the things that go on in their life. So feel free to check it out. You can also grab the soul design in the private booking link too. Soul Sanctuary really is a cool place to hang because it gives you access to everything, every class, every meditation, every energy work, soul sessions, the shadow work journal, and more. So if you're someone who's ready to start buckling down and taking your power back, feel free to check it out. Come hang out with us. It's a super great place. There's a lot of good people over there. And especially, we always do a lot of cool stuff during soul sessions, whether it's doing shadow work, whatever it may be. It's a real fun experience to have. So I hope you all have a beautiful day. Come hang out in our Discord if you would like. We do movie night every Monday. Every other Tuesday is craft night. I post a lot of resources and information in there. So if there's something you're looking for, you may